Hi, I'm Jody. I'm a therapist in Florida and in Colorado, and this is to all the MAGA folk out there. So I just wanted to explain in a logical manner uh, that you might understand what's happening in the world. Well, yeah, in the world. Um, I know you guys love Trump. I mean, I'm from New York. I get where he's coming from on a lot of issues. Um, I don't necessarily think he's what you guys think he is, but that's okay. All right. That's fine with me. What I want to do is I want to introduce you to some concepts that you might not have thought of before so that you can think about them. Now, first of all, being a therapist, I understand that attraction, any kind of attraction, I'm not talking sexual attraction. I mean, it could be, but it's not necessarily. Any kind of attraction is based on familiarity. So, you know, when you're treated a certain way as a child, you tend to, even if it's dysfunctional and toxic, you tend to gravitate towards those types of people. Um, and that's not a weird thing. Doesn't make it odd. It just means that that's what you're used to. You're comfortable in that level of toxicity, or dysfunction or function. I mean, there's not that many healthy people running around. Okay. I got to say, I mean, I've been doing this for like over 20 years. There's not that many healthy people. Everyone's got some skeletons in their closet. Everyone's got some kind of issue, whether it be depression, anxiety, people pleasing, narcissism, selfishness, impulsivity, lack of focus, criminality behavior, whatever it is, everyone's got something. All right. So this is not about putting anyone down, because, it's my job to help people out. I mean, that's what I do. And I'm doing this right now for free, hoping people watch it because maybe it might help somebody. So I'm putting it out there. All right. So there's some familiarity going on with the Trump persona and the people he's picked for his cabinet. Okay. And it goes against the grain of the usual government system because um, they don't have perfect backgrounds. Okay. And everyone, I think, in MAGA doesn't have perfect backgrounds. They relate. Okay. Which is fine. I mean, I'm glad that you finally found someone you relate to. That's all fine. Okay. So no problem there. Um, Here's the thing. Um, Forgetting whatever he might have said, because I'm not focusing on what was said, who said what, he said, she said, da 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 da. No, what I'm focusing on is what's going on. Okay, so we're being very logical here. We're being very logical. Most MAGA is in red states. Okay, that's just the way it is. Now, most red states get a lot of help from the government, right? I mean, that's just the way it is. Like whether you know that or you didn't know that or you know it now, that's just the way it is. The Democratic states tend to have more money. Okay. Um, why that is, maybe because they take more chances, they venture out more, they travel more. I don't know. I don't necessarily think it's not about education per se, but it's about world experience. It's about maybe quality of life growing up. Not to say that all Democrats had a great quality of life growing up, because they didn't. All right. But um, the things that people are taught in both areas are a little different. Okay. And again, that doesn't make yours bad and theirs good. It just means that, whatever happened in the Democratic states, they have more money. All right. No. Um, Personally, I don't think there should be taxes. That's just me. Uh, there's got to be another workaround, but I don't think anybody should pay taxes. I don't think anything should come out of anybody's paycheck. Um, but yet, you know, we do. We pay taxes. And then we give the taxes to the government, and we have no idea what happens to the money after that. Now, Social Security, on the other hand, we all pay Social Security. And it it's like an investment. It's not an entitlement. It's an investment in our future, and so that when we get old and we can't work and can't bring in income, that money that we've paid in, it comes back, like automatically comes back. You reach a certain age, it comes back. Okay. Now, um again, just talking logic, all right? Since red states have less money, okay, and there are people in the administration currently who want to take that all away, you have to start thinking about, okay, what am I going to do? So now, see, now how I work is I look at a mess, right? I'm not even talking about people's, brains, which I do try to organize. But I'm talking about any mess in the house, mess in your life, any problem. Okay? You look at the problem and you dissect it, you organize it, and you figure out where the problem is. That's what you do. Sorry about the lag. Whatever. That's what you do. See, that's a problem. And I have to dissect that problem. But I can't do it now because I'm in the middle of this. So bear with me. Okay. So instead of that happening on day one of this administration, we have the chainsaw, right? Okay. Where 250,000 or so federal jobs were cut. Now, you might not think that affects you unless you know someone whose job was cut, or you were one of the people whose job was cut. And yeah, you can get another job, maybe, but in certain red states, it's not that easy. It's just not. Where are you going to go? Okay. So instead of looking at the big problem and going, okay, there's all this waste, which I know there is, because we shouldn't be paying $100 for a ream of paper. All right. I mean, I've seen waste. I've worked in profit, for profit, nonprofit. I've worked everywhere. And I bought my own supplies for students, for clients, that they need for play therapy or whatever. So, and that's not fun, spending your own money trying to help other people, but it is what it is, right? So I know there's lots of waste. However, you don't just cut in half the people that you don't like. Because think about it, okay? How many people do you not like? The list would go on and on and on, right? You're going to get rid of all of them, and then what? Then what's your plan? Then you have no plan. They're gone, no plan. Okay. So what should have happened is you look at the government, and instead of personalizing it to your own agenda of this person's pissing me off, that agency's pissing me off, this has to go, that has to go, this has to go, and just, cutting it all down, what had to be done was incrementally, slowly looking at each agency, seeing what jobs are irrelevant, seeing what contracts are irrelevant, Nobody should be paying $100 for a ream of paper. I'm sure you could find a better deal. Okay, you could walk into Staples or Office Depot or something and buy a ream of paper for like $8 now, which is still too expensive. Um, it's ridiculous. The only thing that it makes any sense is to incrementally, one by one by one by one. And I know it's slow. Okay, so you need someone that has some impulse control to go and dissect each agency. You got to take each agency one by one, go through it, and then see where the waste is, and then incrementally, take it out. That way it's fair, and that way you do get rid of waste, because the amount of waste that's happening right now on our dime of our taxes is going to all these court hearings. Yeah, we pay for that. We pay for all these lawsuits. Okay, so now we've kind of talked about Social Security, which we absolutely need. I mean, it's not an entitlement. It is something that every single one of us on the books has paid into our entire working lives, right? I mean, I know I have. Um, for the most part, I mean, everyone has their little loopholes. And I'm not here to say, oh, loopholes are bad. I like loopholes. Loopholes are cool. But what's your rationale? Okay, so we come in day one. Obviously, they don't understand that there's a bird flu going around. Now, it's not anyone's fault. I don't know how this bird flu got here. I have no idea. All right. But that's what happened. Bird flu happened. They had to kill millions of chickens. If you kill millions of chickens, you have less eggs. If you have less eggs, supply and demand. It's basic economics. Okay. You have less eggs, the prices go up. Right? It's not anyone's fault. It's not Biden's fault. It's not Trump's fault. It's bird flu. Because if one chicken has it, you don't know how many other chickens have it. And so you have to kill all the chickens, which is so horrible to me. All right. So you kill all the chickens, you don't have enough eggs. And how do you get rid of bird flu? We don't know. We don't know. That's the answer. We don't know. You can't give a chicken a shot of like a immunization, and this agency doesn't stand for that anyway. So it doesn't matter, because you'll never know which chicken has it until the symptoms show, and then all the other chickens are exposed. So you got to kill all the chickens, which is a waste of food, a waste of eggs, a waste of everything. You have less eggs, you have less chickens, the price goes up. Logic. Nobody's fault. Okay. So the prices of eggs have risen. Yes. Okay. People think it was everyone wants to blame someone. All right. Whatever. It's not. It's bird flu. All right. Then we go to Medicaid, Medicare, SNAP. Now, again, more people in red states depend on that to, send their, special needs children to school, to eat, to their non-special needs children to eat lunch at school, eat breakfast. so they're not hungry, um, because they have no food, right? Okay. Now, just cutting that, and it doesn't even matter why they're cutting it, okay? Like, they want to give tax breaks to the rich. I don't necessarily agree with that at all, but it honestly, it doesn't matter why they're cutting it. The fact is, they're cutting it. And you know who's being impacted? MAGA. The blue states aren't being affected as much. As much. Okay, so then they want to take away the FAA because Elon wants his rockets to go up without anyone overseeing him. And you see how well that's worked out. He's had 2 blow-ups in about 2 months. You need some oversight. You need some quality assurance. All right, it has nothing to do with cutting waste at all. All right. Then we have all the other cuts they want to do. They want to get rid of the Department of Education. They want to get rid of the consumer, the people that help us get our money back when we've been ripped off. Okay. Everybody wants that. They're getting rid of everything. Everything. And the people that are being hurt the most are MAGA. Now, what I'm saying to you guys is no matter what you believe, no matter what you think, no matter what you don't want to hear, you are being affected. And not in a good way. Not in a good way. It's not good. It's not good. It's not good for anyone. Okay? It's not good. And even if you can live with all of that, okay, where people don't have Medicaid or Medicare or SNAP or education or planes crashing or, whatever shenanigans are going on. Even if you can live with that, which some people might not live with that. Now we have, so no, rewind. Okay. So, I've been sitting here going, okay, so they're taking away all the federal benefits, including Social Security, which isn't a benefit. We've paid for that. That's our money. Our money. We have paid for Social Security our whole lives. I know I have. I mean, there was a COVID time where I, um, was not doing well. So, okay, there's that. And I'm being honest here. I just don't want to, I don't want to be phony. So even if you can say all these cuts and Trump has a plan and na 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 na, and you can live with every curveball that's thrown your way. All right. I've been asking myself, all right, so what do we need a federal government for? I mean, he wants to get rid of judges. He wants to get rid of Congress. He wants to take over as sole whatever. I don't even know. I think he doesn't even know. He just wants to be in charge so he can, live out his life being in charge. Whatever. So I think, well, the only thing we have is we have the best military in the world. Honestly, we can take over the whole world with our military. And everyone knows it. Okay. Meanwhile, we're losing our friends. They don't want to help us. I mean, we want to take over Greenland, and then Trump asked Denmark for eggs. No, you wouldn't do it either. I wouldn't do it. You screwing me and you asking me for something? No, I'm not doing it. I mean, it's just like, what are you kidding? Um, so all right, moving on. Um, then what winds up happening is we're alone because Putin doesn't have our back. Putin's playing us. Putin has his own agenda. Putin wants his USSR back. That's his thing. He wants the USSR back before he dies. That's his plan. I mean, I guess you could say he cares about his country, even though he's killing a lot of his people. Yeah, I understand. I understand. I do. I get it. But the ends don't justify the means. And I don't think it's ever going to happen. I don't think Putin's going to ever you can't put Humpty Dumpty back together again, no matter how much you want it to be. I mean, he's living in the 80s, Putin is. So is Trump, but all right. So then you have to ask yourself, all right, then we have no federal, we don't even have FEMA. So all the red states, and I'm in Florida, so us too, we're getting slammed by all this weather stuff. So what do? They cut the weather thing that tells us what the weather is. Okay, so we don't know. But we will know because other countries will tell us. So they cut FEMA, which is our only salvation, even though they don't do that much. Okay, they don't they don't do that much. They've never helped me. I've tried. They've never helped me, but they have helped some people. Okay. So if the only thing I can depend on the federal government for is safety, because that's where I'm kind of at right now. And soon, if you don't recognize this, that all of your entitlements are being taken away, plus your Social Security that you paid into, for whatever reason, whether it's to give it to the rich or whether it's for Trump's trips or whether it's to just throw it in a fire pit and burn it, whatever the reason, you're losing. You are losing. I am losing. We are losing. So, okay, the federal government's there. We got the best military in the world. It's keeping us safe. That's why it matters. And then, out of nowhere, we find out that in order to not publicize or make public in the FOIA, in the you can request the records basically of what went on. In order to not have to do that, because that's the only reason to use Signal in the first place, and it's convenient. We find out that not just anyone, but the editor in chief of The Atlantic was added to the group. Now, you can say, well, he did this, he did that, and he was invited to the group. You all know how group chats work. I don't have to explain it to you, but let's just say he did finagle or make his way into the group. The point is that number one, we're not supposed to use Signal. Number two, anyone can hack it. And number three, we're putting our own safety at risk because some people wanted to make life easier on themselves and not put it in the public, in the archives. And one guy was in the Kremlin or in Moscow at the time. Now, they did Germany did a investigation, found out, oh, look, all these people, their names, phone numbers, emails, some of them, the passwords are online. Okay? So how safe are we? We got this great military, but now Iran is going to, you know, when you have something and you take it apart to see how it works. I forget the word right now, but whatever, you know what I mean. So you don't start from the beginning, you start from the end and you work your way backwards and you figure out what's going on. Now they're going to have our intel. So I don't even feel like we're safe. So my point is, whether you like the administration, you don't like the administration, what do we need them for? What are you getting? And what are you losing? Anyway, sorry for the long rant. If anyone gets anything out of this, I'll feel satisfied. Thanks, guys. Bye.